Hey, Facebook. What's up? How you doing? We're about to start the show. You get about a few seconds of us goofing off right here. We're live from the city of Unknown.
From parts unknown.
From parts unknown, much like the Ultimate Warrior. We are going live here.
All right. Give me a sec.
We're doing.
What is your podcast full title?
The podcast title, Mr. Lemar Harris, is Dre's Geek Philosophy.
Dre's Geek Philosophy Podcast.
Yeah, we're about to get started. We're going to have the, you guys here on Facebook get a little sneak preview of the show, because in a few seconds, we're going to hit, Dre's Geek. Are you also going live? You dick! You dick! You're going live too? You motherfucker.
Just bring more traffic, motherfucker.
You know, I'm not going to complain.
You just did.
Welcome to Dre's Geek Philosophy Podcast. This is your host, Dre Cervantes. Welcome, motherfuckers. Woo! I'm right here joined by my executive producer, Sam Zia, the EP. We have my regular co-host, the owner, sole proprietor of nostalgicbooksandcomics.com, Mr. Pete Mellini.
Hey, how's it going?
You might not be able to hear him on Facebook, but if you download the podcast later, you'll be able to hear him.
Yeah.
And our panel guest tonight is my frequent karaoke partner. If you've ever gone to Sardo's and heard the song I'm on a Boat, or you've seen my Facebook videos of me and this guy doing I'm on a Boat, it's my buddy Lemar Harris.
Hi.
Of course you hit the highest note you can hit, you show off. What's going on? Hey everybody, welcome aboard. We're doing the first live episode. I'm gonna try to not look at the camera. I'm gonna look at my boys here, but I'm still gonna mug for the camera a little bit. What's up? So, I wanted to start off today. Well, you know what? I'm gonna start off with a bit of a joke. I was gonna do the podcast origin, but I decided that today our first episode is on Martin Luther King Day, and I have a tradition of what I do every year on every Martin Luther King Day. I don't know if you guys know the show.
Sam looks nervous.
Sam looks nervous. Executive producer Sam Zia looks nervous, so let's see where I'm going with this. If anyone has followed me on Facebook, they know about this tradition, and I'm going to have to finish the tradition later on tonight.
I'm just thinking about the tradition that Lemar and I have singing songs on this day.
But my tradition,
Swing low, sweet chariot.
motherfucker, swing low, sweet chariot.
I'm not proud of it, but it
No,
happened.
but the tradition I have every MLK Day is there was a show on Adult Swim, which was awesome, based on the comic The Boondocks. Aaron McGruder's amazing show, and I would watch the episode of Return of the King, which this episode presupposes, what if Dr. King did not die that day and rather fell into a coma and woke up 32 years later in a post 9/11 world of like this whole it's a little bit scary if you think about it today.
Yeah.
If you woke up to this world that we're in right now, and as a black man Lemar Harris over there, who's also live right now, dick.
Hey, I'm just bringing traffic, bro.
Bring traffic, okay, you're bringing traffic. I understand. But my tradition is to watch that episode because, well, primarily it's that speech at the end that he gives.
Oh.
If you've never watched it, after the show, go to YouTube, type in the Boondocks MLK speech, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. It's quite amazing. You shiftless, trifling, good for nothing, and then he goes on from there.
It's like 10 minutes in this
No,
straight up rant.
it's about 3. I watch it on
For a
YouTube
black
before the
person,
show.
it's 10 minutes.
For,
It's a lot of
are
shit.
you trying to tell me that on CPT, that is 10 minutes?
It takes a little bit longer to get through. You feel the true meaning.
Now that I've gotten that MLK intro out of the way, I wanted to talk about, since this is the first true episode that we're actually going live, I wanted to talk about the secret origin of the podcast. And what I have right here, I have these 2 little slips of paper. Many years ago, at that same karaoke bar, Sardo's, myself and executive producer Sam Zia were sitting around and we're talking about, we're talking about games, we're talking about the whole thing, and then Sam's like, you really need to put this out. You need to put this out. This was years ago. And he told me, write down your mission statement on these 2 little karaoke slips. And I did write it down, and I have hung on to them all these years. This is at least like 3 or 4 years ago. They were kind of on my desk, like kind of like mocking me, like, look, this is what you should be doing. So I will read you them very briefly right now. It's like, obviously, This was 4 years ago. So I think I was still working at Nintendo at the time. All right. I am a game philosopher. I try to make people understand why the industry works the way it does, how the things they want do not often work from a business perspective, and I feel that my purpose is to explain the ins and outs of game sales and development to consumers that do not understand it. So we can kind of like sub out game and just kind of plug in like geek culture.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the point of this podcast is for, for my geek friends to understand, why does X game not ever sell or blah, blah, blah. And for my non-geek friends, like, why do nerds like this shit?
Yeah.
And I don't understand why nerds love all this shit. And I'm going to try to be here every week to try to provide that kind of perspective for both sides because as I said during the impromptu live episode during the Nintendo Switch stream last week, I was like, I'm kind of like the bridge between both worlds. I've worked in the corporate side of entertainment, Nintendo and Disney and so on and so forth. I understand how the quote-unquote the sausage is made, but I'm also still a nerd at heart. I grew up with all this stuff. So it's like, I want to explain it all. I'm going to make it all make sense. Each week we're going to, and so tonight's topic, because it is topical, our topic is what, am I popping?
No, I have a frog in my throat.
You have a frog in your throat. You have a frog in your throat.
All right, we're good. We're good.
The wonders of going live. I love going live. I half dreaded this, but it's actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
So our main topic tonight is going to be that new system that was announced, that was formally announced, shown all the nonsense about the Nintendo Switch.
The Nintendo tablet.
The Nintendo tablet. that fancy pants tablet that they showed off last week in their little intro. It's going to be $300. It's going to have all your Nintendo things, so to speak.
It's $300, and then you can buy shit to make the game work.
Yeah. For the Facebook Live people, you're not going to be able to really hear Lemar because my mic is not going to be able to pick up everybody here. That's the only downside of the doing this on Facebook Live. But if you do download this, whenever me and Sam Zia figure out how this is going to go out as an audio track, you'll be able to hear all of us. But for now, you can just hear me.
Sweet.
And I'm getting to look.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
It's just hearing you.
It's just hearing me.
This is Dre's geek philosophy.
This is my geek philosophy.
That's
true.
So,
You have questions? All right.
I do have questions.
All right, let's just jump right into questions.
Last week was the Switch announcement. It was the very first time I saw Japan do a video game
Press conference?
Okay.
Okay.
Because I've seen Bethesda and the E3
The week of E3, you watched them.
Those are American, but I've never seen so much Japanese press conference. But here's the thing. I see the Nintendo Switch, and I see another Wii U.
Yeah, and that is a valid concern, because that is the feeling I heard from a lot of my friends from the gaming world after watching that, because the Wii U, then that's actually our second topic, is the demise of said Wii U, but that is the feeling that people are getting from the Switch, that this is Nintendo trying to make that same idea work again, or trying to make it work this time, because that. I'm sorry. I thought there was a question coming from that direction. Okay. Yes. I am getting to the point. I'm getting to the point.
No, I want to hear more because.
Oh yeah, no, they're trying. Yeah, I'm trying to construct it in my head. Sorry, that's the only problem.
Trying to get you to switch the way you're thinking.
Yeah, technically, it's still that pun is still better than Wii U. That was my biggest problem. So the two topics are gonna have to freaking fold into each other now. We're gonna just 2 and 3 are gonna be together now. These two topics are, the Wii U was a failure because they screwed up. Woo! Yes, they screwed up the marketing of that. It should have been a different name. They should have done something to make it different from what the Wii was. That's what they're gonna try. That's what they're trying to do right now with the Switch. They're trying to sell us the same product under a new name, and slightly better concepts. I think it has potential, just like I thought that the Wii U had potential way back when in 2012, but it ultimately failed because, one, your consumers didn't understand that it was a brand new console and not just a tablet that you attached to your Wii.
Yeah.
And two, they tried too hard to serve everyone on that system. The reason the Wii succeeded was because they kind of said, fuck it, everyone's buying, PS3s and 360s. Let's go after all these people who don't buy games. And largely, that's why it succeeded, because they went after people who were not gaming at that point in time. Because
because it was marketed towards like families. Right?
Oh, yeah.
It was marketed towards like game nights and.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Completely. That.
Also, it was the only console out there that it had a completely new interface as far as its controllers.
Yeah, the motion
Because it was
control.
motion control, and that was revolutionary at the time.
That was successful because of it, because it was different. The Wii U, they tried to do both. Like, hey, look, we're different, but look, we have Mass Effect and Tekken Tag and all these cool things. Ninja Gaiden, look at all these cool things. We have HD graphics now. And it was confusing.
Tablet.
And check out this cool tablet controller. And that really, it clearly didn't work. I mean, I was...
We screwed.
we screwed. Well played, Samsia. Well played. But going back to the Switch, so the Switch is trying to improve upon that. Where because like one of the big confusions with the Wii U was they thought they can just take that tablet thing with them and go anywhere with it, which you could not.
Yeah.
You couldn't go more than like 8 feet away from you. I tested it all the time. Like, let me see if I can take this downstairs. Nope. Beep, 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 beep. It'd be like make all kinds of noise.
Line of sight or infrared or something.
Some sort of, because to be fair, it was broadcasting a pretty good image onto that thing. I mean, there's many nights I would actually play Call of Duty on that thing, so I could watch sports on my actual TV, and I'd be playing Call of Duty on the Wii U tablet. It was kind of fun, but it was kind of limited. A lot of the developers kind of abandoned trying to work the tablet into games. Later on, it just kind of became a cool little. Cool little gimmick. It was a cool little gimmick that could be on there, and ultimately that was part of its downfall. I mean, when I was working at GameStop this past summer, people were still asking, "Oh, I can play the Wii U games on my Wii, right?" And I'm like, "No, no, you can't." And there was a guy who was buying Wii U games, thinking, "Oh, this works on Wii. Do I have to buy the tablet to make this thing work?" I'm like, "No, you have to buy a whole new system." And we're like, "What?" I'm like, and we're talking about we're 4 years. From when it came out.
It probably didn't help to it looks like it attaches to the Wii. Look, it has the same design.
Same design. Nintendo, and as Irv says right there on the chat, Nintendo also abandoned it.
Yeah.
So was it a marketing issue? Would you say that the Wii U would have survived if it was just marketed differently? Like,
it was a failure on multiple fronts.
For me, I would say the Wii U's biggest. What?
Live podcasting.
It's a good point. Even if they had a different name, do you think it would have changed?
They failed on a number of different fronts. I mean, they stumbled right out the gate. I mean, they focused too much on trying. Hey, look, this is still your Wii, but it does all your HD stuff. Look at all the cool things it can do. Please buy it. Don't worry. When Smash Bros. Comes out, everyone will buy it. Yeah. And it kind of didn't.
It seemed like it was a half step in the evolution instead of like the full step that the Switch is trying to be.
And that's the thing, now bringing it back to the Switch, that's what I feel like this is their Wii U concept, but more realized. I'm not going to say fully realized because I still have questions, I still have concerns.
Yeah. To me, it feels like. Okay, so the Wii U, I feel as if they should have had a new name and a new look. That should have been a completely new console to the consumer. Because I'm a PlayStation, Xbox, or PC player, all right? When I see a Nintendo, I'm seeing family games, bright colors. It's fun for a party, but it's not my main console, okay?
Correct.
When I saw a Wii, I thought that was really cool. I almost bought a Wii, but I played at a lot of parties. I saw a Wii U. To a person who's not a Nintendo fanboy, that was an attachment. It was kind of like a PlayStation Slim to a PlayStation. To me, that's what I thought it was.
Right.
Yeah. No one told me, or the marketing didn't tell me, this is a new system. If they designed it completely different, because it still has a Wii look.
Oh yeah, no.
It's black and smooth, but it's still
no. But they still had the white version of the system. Yeah. All the demo units looked like Wiis.
Yeah.
That was a problem. Because they came out right when I was leaving Nintendo, like all the demo units, they're basically like, oh, it's a slightly larger Wii. Even though it says Wii U on it, it looked like a slightly larger Wii, and it was confusing to people.
The thing that Nintendo offers over the other consoles is the innovative style of gameplay. Really, it's something that everybody in the family can get into. I remember the first time I had a Nintendo, I wanted my mom to try playing it. She went and played it, and when she tried to jump as Mario in the original Super Mario Brothers, she literally lifted the controller as if he was trying to jump with that. The Wii solved that issue. It made
Right.
it so that action actually led to the jump.
A lot of people thought that.
The Wii U didn't give a next step. It didn't give any real true innovation, or at least one that mattered.
It kind of complicated things. I honestly think it complicated things. For a person who's a gamer, like it was, oh, cool. I can do lots of different things with this.
Yeah. Now, what the Switch is doing, and we saw it in the game where they did the quick draw game, where it was two people, you literally don't need to look at the screen to play with this thing. You look at your opponent who's physically there with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's the next step in the
that game 1-2 switch. That like as I said during last week's kind of impromptu episode, that is their attempt to do a Wii Sports style game.
Yeah.
Where people can jump into it. Yeah.
What's that? Well, there was a game on the Wii. It wasn't Wii Sports, but it was definitely a game where you use the controls to do a series of challenges. It was very short. I really wish I got the name.
It wasn't Sports Resort, was it?
I don't know. It was very cartoony. It was rhythm. It was very rhythmic. Oh, Wario.
WarioWare. Oh,
Yeah,
WarioWare.
It feels like Wario.
Yeah, no. You're right. That was the impression I got.
Melting point with Lemar. It just melted right.
We just melted right in front of us. That's the feeling I get from that 1-2 switch game because they made a big deal about the motion controls because they didn't say anything about motion controls during their initial trailer that came out back in November for the Switch. This is where they're really trying to make. Hey, look, this is for the Blue Ocean strategy, the non-gamer. Look, you can detach these little controllers. You can use them for little motion things in the 1-2 switch. But, oh, look, Skyrim, for you nerds who want to take Skyrim with you away from your home.
So how does that work? Do you have to get like a data package for that? Or
No, it's going to just be a portable console.
Apparently the entire thing is in that tablet.
Yeah, the entire.
So what you do is you use the two controllers and you slide it into the tablet and you just lift it up and it becomes a Vita.
Yeah, but I get what you're asking though. Like, what about Wi-Fi?
Yeah,
but I mean, well, nowadays, there's Wi-Fi is more prevalent. There's a lot more free Wi-Fi everywhere. If you really were going to play an online game, then you're going to probably end up buying your own portable hotspot or carrying around. But yeah, the system is it's going to be quote unquote the power of a console in your hands. But your technical geeks will point out that there's a loss in power when you take it out of it. When you plug it into its little
Docking station is the best.
Docking station or whatever the holder, console holder. When you pop it in there, then you get the full 60 frames per second, 1080p. Fancy technical terms that I'm not really too familiar with, even though I work for the company.
Nintendo hardware.
But yeah, they are trying to cater to that quote unquote. Well, I mean, they're not going to be fully able to cater to that, but they're trying to promote that by showing HD, crazy looking, open world Zelda, pushing the Skyrim, pushing freaking all the RPGs they're showing, Dragon Quest.
Even was that Mario? Is it gonna real world?
That was
Mario Adventures.
Super Mario Greek Odyssey. Yeah. Homer's Odyssey.
That to be good, but I don't.
I'm uncertain about that game. That game, it looks. I remarked that immediately. Where I'm like, oh, it's Mario in the real world. It was called like New Donk City.
I don't know if you've ever played a Sonic. I think it was Sonic Adventure or something like that.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. Later on the GameCube.
Put Sonic in a world, and you had to run around
Actually,
to the levels you want.
A lot of nerds will tell you that the original Sonic Adventure was a really good game.
If you played Sonic's Knuckles or Tails, if you played Big the Cat, it was the worst.
You played Big the Cat, and you had to go do a lot of fishing. No, but a lot of people have very warm memories of that. That was the game that was included with your Dreamcast back on $9.99. That's when it came out.
Jesus, really?
What? It came out September 9th, 1999. It came out $9.99.
I'm so. There are old gamers. It's weird. It's a weird sentence to say there's old gamers.
I am an old gamer. I remember when the NES came out and was a new thing. When my best friend had Rob, the little robot, where you played Gyromite, and that was the only game. See, Nintendo's been really good about having cool gimmicks that you abandon immediately.
Oh God. god, the Power Glove.
Power Glove,
They
Super
had
Scope
the first
6.
DDR pad before DDR.
Yeah,
was a thing.
yeah.
Freaking track and field.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me and my cousins. Yeah, when I got my NES, it was that power pack with the cartridge that had Super Mario Brothers, it had Duck Hunt with the Zapper, and then it had the International Track and Field.
Oh yeah.
You had all those. And you had the big. Yeah, that was the OG DDR pad. You plug that sucker in, and yeah, me and my cousins, we hit all the buttons at the same time. We're like, oh, we're gonna beat the rabbit level computer, or then there was the cheetah level, friggin' runner. Yeah, that.
So, sorry.
No, go on.
I
No.
owned every damn Nintendo gimmick that there was.
Every Nintendo gimmick.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I get to listen to the show now in the other room, which is great.
Oh, nice.
so
I bet you. Oh, hold on. No, no. This spurs a question. Did you own a Virtual Boy?
I actually passed that up because a buddy of mine bought it, and I played it on his, and I was like, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to buy it. Super Scope 6, I did the same thing. A buddy of mine had it, and I bought it and played it because the games that they actually did make for it were actually kind of entertaining.
Yeah.
It was a different...
Because it was a new age Zapper.
Yeah, it was
I'm
a
about
different
to
element
say-
of gameplay.
a
Okay.
very old sentence.
Say it.
I rented a Virtual Boy from Blockbuster Video for a weekend.
Wow. A retailer from a bygone era, back when you could rent game consoles.
There's three elements that he's just mentioned that were obsolete. Virtual Boy, renting, and Blockbuster.
Blockbuster Video.
And I enjoyed the Virtual Boy, but it hurt my eyes.
Oh, it hurt.
Was,
Yeah.
It was burning red. It was confusing at the time.
A long time ago, at a job long far away, I worked at this little mom and pop game store called Game Stuff in Monterey Park, California, and they had one on display. And when I was working, I remember playing the Mario Tennis, and good God, man,
Yeah.
it was cool, but good God, my face was like the pain was all like localized right here. It was
And
awful.
It's definitely not a communal system
No.
because
It was supposed to be quote unquote portable. You're supposed to take it with you. Hey, check out my cool Virtual Boy, guys.
No, oh my God,
Oh.
Virtual Boy crashes. But here is my.
Why didn't they bury that somewhere in New Mexico?
Oh, with the ET.
I have thoughts and feelings, but I can't share them. You learn things when you work for Nintendo.
Yeah. Again, I'm coming from, I guess, more of a traditional gamer audience.
Okay.
And everything from Nintendo past the 64 for me has been gimmick after gimmick.
The GameCube?
after
The
gimmick.
GameCube was solid, but
The
GameCube
GameCube
sorry,
was
sorry, forgot about-
amazeballs.
forgot about GameCube. I do apologize.
That is.
So, but I hopped off the bandwagon 64. I went to the PlayStation.
You're probably keep in mind you're not alone because
Yeah.
that's what they went from like selling 100 million consoles to like I think the GameCube
Well,
sold
they were
48
the main-
million.
They were the main dog in the race because Sega Saturn bombed. The Sega Dreamcast was a great system, but they didn't have enough games for it, nor did they utilize it properly.
The Sega Saturn, I don't know. See, you might not be aware of this. The Sega Saturn came out 6 months early. They did a surprise launch.
and
that what happened?
it pissed off all the retailers.
All of a sudden, these systems are. I think it might have even been like around E3. They just said fuck it. Like during their Sega press conference back then, before the internet, they just all of a sudden surprise Sega Saturn is out. What the hell? Like normally everyone's kind of used to delays, but all of a sudden surprise, not great system.
It was a bad system. I owned one. I decided to get that because I wanted to become cool because everyone had a Sega Genesis. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get a Sega system this time. Made a
The
terrible,
Saturn.
terrible mistake.
There were some good fighting games, but you just have to buy. Unfortunately, I had to buy more memory.
Yes. But anyway,
I remember playing.
what I'm saying is,
Oh, go on.
past GameCube.
Okay, back to our original point. I'm going to steer us right back. Yep.
Past GameCube, I've seen nothing but gimmicks from Nintendo.
Yeah.
The 3DS, the Wii. 3DS is a gimmick. 3D is a gimmick.
No. Okay, no.
3D is a gimmick.
No.
You know what? I'm going to stand my ground.
I want to get to the DS was a gimmick and it worked. 3D added to it was actually a step. It was really an evolution in gaming. It was finally 3D without actually having to wear glasses.
No.
It was pretty good.
All right.
At the time, it was pretty damn cool.
I'm going to stand my ground. Okay, I'm not going to defend the 3D of the 3DS. I'm going to defend that was a powerful portable system which had quality freaking games.
That's true.
It did.
There are lots of amazing freaking games on the 3DS. I will not sit here and allow you to
Well, there's no-
besmirch
there's no
the
limit to
3DS.
Nintendo's handheld market. No one can beat Nintendo's handheld.
The 3DS is a good 3D gimmick. Within the first year, they abandoned all the marketing that were 3D and they focused on the games. And guess what? The system started selling like crazy because they focused on the software and not the 3D gimmick.
Well, they also made the screen bigger and they made the system bigger and they cheapened it up by a significant amount.
They did lower the price from $250 to $180.
That right there, that drop in price was probably the thing.
But it allowed people to see. Okay, it allowed people to see what I saw during the launch because. At the launch of the 3DS, there was a Street Fighter game that was freaking amazing. It was the closest you're going to get to carrying an arcade in your freaking pocket. You, sir, do you now recall me bringing my 2 3DSs, 2 Sardos, and playing everyone in Street Fighter? And was that or was that not freaking awesome?
It was awesome. I'm not saying the DS...
The defense rests.
I'm not saying it was awesome. I'm not saying it was not awesome.
The 3DS was awesome. I will admit the 3D was a gimmick that they should not have done.
But I'm not even saying any of these gimmicks are bad gimmicks. I'm just saying it's gimmick after gimmick.
They are reliant, I will admit, they are reliant on gimmicks.
So I see the Wii, which was a cool gimmick. Cool gimmick, successful gimmick. I saw the Wii U. I saw the potential of it, but unfortunately they did not market it properly to let me know this is a new system. I'm looking at this Nintendo Switch. I am seeing a company that is nothing but gimmicks. I'm seeing a company that has the handheld market on lock. And I'm also seeing a company who doesn't really want to let go of their core fan base. Because they're trying to become more of a... Yay, Skyrim. You can play Skyrim on every other thing you ever have, but yay.
But you can carry Skyrim in your pocket.
Yes! Yes, I can.
That's a big pocket, though. I mean,
okay. Let me retract my statement. You can carry you can carry Skyrim in your messenger bag.
Yeah, there you go.
But what I'm saying is that is this a gaming console? Or is this another gimmick?
This is a gaming console that's going to use a gimmick to sell to people who are non-gamers.
I see a Vita.
I
see a Vita crush happening. Because the PlayStation Vita tried to do the same thing, and it didn't work in America. Because the PlayStation Vita had the ability for you to bring your games, you download it, bring your games with you. It was also on the
but you couldn't game share your games. I couldn't play Destiny portable. You still had to be connected to your PS. Like I tried to play Destiny on my Vita, you had to still be connected to.
You still had to be connected because
when
I saw the release of it, they marketed.
Trying to play PS4 games or Vita games with you.
You're supposed to be able to play PlayStation 4 games. It might be Vita games.
Because if you're trying to play PS, it was allowing you to use it. They were trying hey, look, we can do what the Wii U can do. Check it out on your Vita. I tried playing Destiny on my Vita. It was very awkward to have to use a touchscreen to throw grenades and do melee attacks.
Yes.
Because it was missing buttons.
I think that the market is open for someone to take chances like this. No one else is. The only real gimmick anybody else is trying to do as far as changing the way people interact with the games is VR. This is the one company who's actually trying to change the game by pushing the button.
Yep.
And there's a market open for it because there's nobody else trying it.
Yeah. Now, Lemar, allow me to defend the quote-unquote the gimmicks of Nintendo. Mm-hmm. So, the last time Nintendo tried to kind of compete on the same level as their competitors, trying to do what they're doing, mm-hmm. It was the GameCube versus the PS2 versus the Xbox. The GameCube was a very focused game machine. The dirty secret was that the GameCube was much more powerful than the PS2. It came out at least a year later than the PS2. Like the best example I could come up with, Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube looked amazing for 2005 standards compared to the PS2 port that came out 6 months later, or actually 9 months later. Mm-hmm. And it looked like crap because the PS2 was not as powerful as the GameCube. Nintendo saw that trying to do what Sony and Xbox were doing was not going to work. Trying to do 3 of the same thing. See, now I feel like I'm back to being a Nintendo rep because I was always having to explain this. If you're trying to do 3 of the same thing, it's not going to work because everyone kind of okay, they're just trying to do what Sony's doing. And, I already have a PlayStation. Why do I need to buy a Nintendo? They succeeded with Wii. It was I have a PS3 or an Xbox 360. But this Wii thing does things that are different. And, I can play with my friends or whatever. They screwed up with the Wii U in trying to do both, where it's like, okay, look, we're going to try to compete with the big boys, and we're going to still kind of keep our gimmicks. And all they succeeded in doing was confusing everyone to death, to the point where they barely sold any freaking... he barely sold any of those systems. My God, it was sad. I mean, I have a Wii U. Hell, I'm trying to play Wind Waker right now. But so this Switch is, again, as executive producer Sam Z was saying, they're trying to do something that they can't just come out with a system that's just like a PS4 or an Xbox One. That's going to be dead on arrival. Like, even with Zelda and Mario and whatever other Smash Brothers, your Mario Karts, all those franchises, those are guaranteed to sell. But if you're trying to do the exact same thing as your competitors, it's not gonna work. They'll fail even harder.
Why doesn't Nintendo simply just, because their consoles aren't at least
they're not going to become a software manufacturer.
No.
They are not going to go Sony. That's Sega. I mean,
don't Sega. No, because Nintendo has the market on so many IPs. Never do that.
No.
But my thing is, I would rather just Nintendo go, we're mobile game, not mobile gaming, mobile console. That's
what this is. This Switch is a quote-unquote mobile console.
It's a tablet. It is a giant
iPad Mini. iPad Mini is marketed as a portable. That's a gaming.
It's a beast. It is a big thing. You can't put that in your pocket. You can't keep that.
That's why you got your bag.
Also,
ladies, female gamers is an untapped market. They are constantly ignored. As Pete Mellini will attest, his lovely girlfriend, who is, I'm sure she's still watching. Hi, Joanna. Huge Zelda fan. Yep. She is going to be on board buying Nintendo stuff. They need to appeal. That was a big thing where we succeeded, was kind of breaking that divide of games are for guys.
Yeah.
No, games are for everyone. Games should be for everyone. Mm-hmm. And that's ladies, they can pop that big old Switch in their purse. Look at those neon controllers. Appeals to everyone. And yeah, Joanna is watching. This Facebook Live is amazing.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that's a big market that they're missing. That Nintendo is trying to appeal to everyone.
Yeah.
Moms, females, gamers. Yeah. Irv right now on Facebook Live just made a great point that I'm gonna read out to you guys. Yeah, people consider tablets as mobile. Think about whenever you go somewhere and people are taking photos, photos and videos with their iPads. Every time when I was going to Disneyland on a normal basis, you see freaking iPads out taking video of the parade or taking video of everything. Just because you don't carry a tablet around, sir, doesn't mean that there's John Q. Public is not out there carrying it.
So now I have to decide between my tablet or my Switch?
That's a decision that you have to probably make. You have to decide between what are you going to carry with you?
Well, I mean, yeah, even you.
No purse, messenger bag. Ladies carry messenger bags too. I apologize.
But yeah, you even have the phones are getting bigger to the point where they're little tablets.
Yeah, no, my freaking giant iPhone 6s. That thing's huge, and I have the regular one. It's perfect for my giant Lana hands. That's an Archer joke for all of you out there. I have giant hands. Big old Hulk hands.
But yeah, I mean, people are used to that now.
People are used to, the phones are getting bigger. Everything, remember, people are carrying iPads less because phones are getting gigantic. Yeah. So I'm reacting to the, I know we had a plan for this, but where you were going to be reading the comments to me, so I'm not constantly going.
So far, you're doing a great job.
All right, cool. Up until right now, where I'm like,
and there's, that's right. People are carrying iPads even less than usual now. That's for sure.
Yeah. Because the cell phone market's gotten huge with giant phones.
And also, the gaming market has shrunk onto the phones as well. So that's something that a lot of people are. It's going to be hard to be competitive in the mobile market now because people have games right there on their phone. It makes it and I see Dre coming in with his 3DS, tethered, holstered in like a gun, and then he comes out and just whips it out and starts playing it. Other people aren't doing that.
No, I'm ashamed to admit that I've been playing less 3DS and playing more phone. I've been playing phone. If I like 4 years ago, I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna play phone games. Fuck phone games. And here I am playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and DC Legends, and I was playing freaking Supercard. Like I was addicted to these different card games on the phone. Like these phone games are progressing to the point where I get that Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and that this is your fault, Irv. I'm playing that. Well, it saved me from another game. That's fair. It saved me from a different game. That's fair. Not your fault, Irv. But phone games they're really prevalent. So this is Nintendo. So Nintendo's already come out with Miitomo. They're doing Super Mario Run. Nintendo has accepted mobile gaming on a phone. I mean, that's freaking terrifying. That Nintendo, like, for the longest, because Nintendo's always been very slow to adapt. Like Nintendo, they're very Japanese. Oh, Hearthstone on the mobile. Thank you, Ryan Dodd. Nintendo's always very slow to adapt. Like this was the same company that like years ago, like in the year I believe it was in year 2001, saying, "Oh, online gaming is a fad." That was Hiroshi Yamauchi.
That was a valid statement.
No, it wasn't. People were playing SOCOM like crazy on freaking PS2.
On 01?
Yeah, 2001, 2002. That was like SOCOM. I already like I'm doing the math in my head. Maybe it was 03. I could be wrong. But I remember working at Verizon Electronics and selling lots of freaking SOCOMs with network adapters, and people were playing online, or people playing Halo 1 online on freaking on their PCs.
Yeah.
Eventually,
PC is different.
and then Xbox, and then the original Xbox was online.
Yes.
And people were playing freaking Counter-Strike. Thank you, Irv. People were playing Counter-Strike. Like Nintendo was being.
PC.
No, that's the thing. But the Nintendo president back then, prior to Mr. Satoru Iwata, they believe, online gaming is a fad. People don't want to. Online gaming is something for people who live in their basements. That was a quote from the Nintendo company president. But so they've always been kind of slow to adapt. They're very stubborn. They don't like to change what they do. Mm-hmm. Like everyone used to always accuse Nintendo of like, oh, they're holding back product. And when the Wii was selling out, everyone accused Nintendo of holding back product. They weren't holding back product. They're a giant brand, but they're logistically a tiny company. Like we were able to fit all the Nintendo America employees in one building for a meeting. Think about that. A giant brand. SOCOM was August 2002. Thank you.
SOCOM was a classic game too.
Thank you.
That
revolutionized
the console gaming right there.
Yeah. That changed the face. That was like that first online game that people were adopting, and people were well.
And it wasn't the first. I mean, really, the Dreamcast unlocked.
Thank you, Dreamcast. That was 1999. Dreamcast was online.
So Dreamcast,
with their crappy Windows
Phantasy Star
Online. Thank you.
I'm out.
Thank you, Sam.
Choo Choo Rocket. That's another great game that you can play online. That was a great game. Dreamcast did all that stuff, but it wasn't until Sony really stepped up and mastered it. It wasn't like how
PSO, right?
Yeah, plus technology caught up with the times at that point. Broadband was more accessible at that point. In '99, broadband wasn't accessible.
No, broadband. No, you're still using
Yeah, in 2002, it was accessible to people.
Yeah, it was starting to become accessible.
Sony capitalized on it.
I remember like 03, 04, starting to see a lot of games that were on the side that said broadband only on the online, the little Sony on the corner, like broadband only. Like, you gotta get with the times with the broadband. But to get back to my original point, because Dre loves tangents. That's going to be the jingle every time I go off on a tangent. Nintendo's always slow to adopt, but the fact that they've kind of like given in, they're making cell phone games. They're doing this crazy tablet. They're going to try to adopt a network.
African child?
They're going to try to adopt a small African child.
And name him Mario.
And name him Mario. Oh, jeez.
Happy Martin Luther King Day,
Happy Martin Luther King Day. Damn it all to hell. Good God, this is getting out of hand. But no, say dabba dabba dabba. You have derailed my train of thoughts.
Sorry.
It's okay. No, this is gonna happen a lot. Welcome aboard. But no, they're actually trying to get with the times now. It's like that press conference last week was a huge step for Nintendo because normally they're abhorrent to sharing information. They do not want to give up anything. They value information as some sort of currency. They do not want to give out to their competitors. The fact that they came out, they did a press conference live from Japan for the entire world at the same time. Normally, will do something for Japan and just Japan. And then later on, America and Europe will do something on their own. The fact they went worldwide with this, with their revelation of this system, it's them realizing we are kind of in trouble and we need to get with the times.
That's what I was about to ask, is because after the lack of success of the Wii U, do you see this as possibly being kind of like a Hail Mary by the company?
I don't see it as a Hail. I kind of see it as a last stand.
That's what I'm saying.
This is their like a Hail Mary implies that that they hopefully expect success. This is their last stand. This is like on like, all right, everything we've done so far is wrong. So we need to start adopting the things that other companies are doing. Because before they've always been kind of stubborn and like, this is the way we've done things. Our company's been around for 100+ years. This is the way Nintendo does things.
Because aren't they? I swear I saw a video. They're doing like a theme park at Universal Studios or something.
Yeah. They're built. They're gonna have Nintendo sections at all the theme parks across the world. Yeah, but yeah, like I said,
that's right. Universal.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah,
that's gonna be great.
That's gonna be great. Yes, and the hardware. Yeah, this is their last stand in the hardware market. Obviously, the portable market, they will continue to dominate. And to quote, my Nintendo rep friend Matt, now they're able to focus on, instead of developing games for two systems, obviously they're able to develop portable games that are amazing software. And then on the home console, they've always had kind of like this weird thing where like they can make certain games really good on the home console, but it didn't really translate. So now they're able to take all of their software knowledge and combine it into one system.
Yeah.
Although they've kind of said that the 3DS or the portable market, this is not a replacement for the 3DS, but honestly,
It kind of is.
it's a half measure in that direction to try to appeal to more people.
We'll see how that goes, because I did a little research on the thing and on the Switch, and the number one thing I have to look at in any game is a new console is what games are for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's
That's a
where
concern.
we're going to get into a little bit of an issue from a technical standpoint.
I think it's a valid concern.
One, the $300 price point is the beginning of the iceberg. It doesn't come with a game for that. But that's a different issue. My issue right now is that, one, The Legend of Zelda, which is I'm going to call their flagship game, will take up half of your storage.
No. Okay, no. You have to read that carefully.
Okay?
That's if you download it digitally.
Are they coming out with cartridges?
No. You didn't know? It is a cartridge-based system.
What?
Yes.
Like 3DS?
Well, no, I could.
No, it's literally cartridges. They're gonna be like kind of like SD cards.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It could be like a
They're-
SD card. that you plug
no,
in.
it's a cartridge-based system.
Yeah.
Loading
A
times.
solid state
Goodbye.
of the game.
Each game is going to be on a cartridge. Actually, I hate to say this, but it's kind of like the Vita.
Huh?
Sorry.
What did you say?
Yeah,
Did you
I
say
know.
it?
I know. I'm sorry. I gave one of your earlier points a little bit of credence.
Now,
But
that-
these are much larger storage. Yeah, that headline that you read was obviously misused. I saw that on Kotaku today. The whole it's going to take up half of your storage. That's if you buy it digitally.
Okay, which a lot of people do now.
Yeah,
That's becoming a
where-
thing.
Yeah, that's becoming a big trend. Is big games are, and like say Sony for example. I'm not sure if Xbox does this because I don't have the Xbox One. But if you buy a game, pre-order it, it'll be downloaded and ready to go at midnight.
I think
Yeah,
Xbox does the same.
I know PS4 does that.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I like you only have PS4, so I don't know if the Xbox
so,
does that.
I'm hoping that Nintendo kind of catches on that.
I see you, James.
Like the place where Nintendo has, it's not the innovation front that they fall short for me. They constantly are trying to push the envelope. It's in how the ease of interactivity you have with other gamers.
Yeah.
I mean, from using that damn passcode that everybody had for Nintendo or your Nintendo ID or whatever.
Yeah.
That thing was a joke.
They announced today they're doing away with Nintendo IDs.
That's what they see. That's
So we might go more towards a gamer tag.
But see, that's an idea that's 8 years past its time. They've wanted to go do it their own way, but they've found ways. And really, a lot of what Nintendo did, and it was bring people together playing the games,
Yeah.
and they completely neglected the online market.
Yep. And then let me bring back a quick point. Well, let me finish an answer over here for Lemar. The system supports high capacity SD cards. So the Switch comes with 32 gigs. Nintendo's always going to try to save money where they can because they are a profit driven company.
Yeah, keep going.
Oh no! Let me explain.
You said
No.
32 gigs, and my brain went.
Yeah, okay. It was that. I wasn't sure which statement you were giving me a face for.
No, 32 gigs.
32 gigs.
Would
No.
you play 4 PlayStation games max?
I know, but they announced the system is going to be compatible with the crazy giant higher capacity
So you're dropping
SD cards.
another $40 for an SD card.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's going to be when the 2 terabyte SD cards start coming out later this year. It will support those.
Ah.
Yes, our fellow who works as an IT support person makes a face. For those of you who cannot see it on Facebook Live. But the other point I was going to make. All right, so let me. I'm going to wrap up this Switch topic here with the little bit of hope that I have about the Switch. It wasn't from this past Thursday. It was the original trailer when I saw them link up 2 Switch systems, and then 4 people were playing NBA 2K. NBA 2K, whichever 18, 17. They're 18. So they were able. You link up the 2 systems, you pull out the controllers, and then people can just play together instantly right there on the spot. What I'm gonna, and then I saw today they're announcing a bunch of old school fighting games.
Yeah.
So I foresee me carrying around my Switch with the 2 little controllers and randomly challenging people to fighting games like Street Fighter and King of Fighters.
Yeah.
I can foresee myself and one of my best friends, Jai Polidor, sup motherfucker. I will plop down my Switch, pull out the 2 Joy-Cons, and let's go, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And we're gonna play some King of Fighters '98. And I will frustrate him with my Leona, and he'll.
Flagship is Street Fighter.
The flash. That's the big one is.
Right?
Yeah, so it's like Super Ultra Street Fighter, blah blah blah.
Street Fighter
Ultra,
and
see, and Darren is gonna beat my ass because in freaking Street Fighter, I'm sure. But yeah, that's the glimmer of hope that I see is that's in this system will allow the hardcore game, much like the casual gamers are able to get together and play.
Yeah.
This will allow the hardcore gamers to play certain games like that. You'll be able to carry it around, and it'll be more of a welcoming experience where other people.
Fighter 2.
Yeah, Street Fighter. Yeah, Ultra Street. It's Ultra Street Fighter. It's gonna use a lot of the graphics.
Yeah, I saw it. It looks like the original one.
Yeah.
HD.
Yeah, no, it's the HD one that came out. But no, I'm there games like that where because right now in the industry they're making a big deal about couch co-op. A lot of people are starting to make a big deal. We need couch co-op back. We need couch co-op back. You make a face because you're an online gamer. You're a filthy, dirty online gamer who only.
They don't make games that are compatible with that anymore. We don't have fighters or the last bastion of couch co-op that doesn't look like ass.
Yeah, exactly. But now with this console, this literally takes the couch anywhere. I think that I have a feeling that's the thing that Nintendo's kind of counting on with this system, where you had to have the console, the Wii with a TV, and you had to be at a party. Now you can bring there's a button that says cough, right?
Yes.
But
it's a yawn.
It's a cough button, but it's also a yawn button. No, but as I'm trying, mother. But as I'm trying to say, I think what Nintendo is counting on is that whole kind of social interaction being that system being taken with them anywhere they go, and you can start up a game anywhere.
I think
that's their hope.
Very Japanese market.
I know. Hey,
Japanese company.
Americans like playing games.
Yeah. Locally.
Motherfucker, did you not see every motherfucker on this planet for 3 months play Pokemon Go with their goddamn phones?
Yeah, I can play that shit.
Thank you,
myself.
Alex.
I didn't play that with anybody else.
But you know what okay, you don't like playing with people. You are speaking for you. You are speaking for yourself. I am talking about the general gamer out there. People, one of the biggest complaints about Pokemon Go is not being able to have battles against other people.
Yeah.
Correct. You used the Pokemon Go example, and I'm telling you, the game itself is not co-op. Now, I like playing with people. I like playing online a lot. I like playing fighting games and beating people's ass. The last local co-op I played was at your house maybe a year ago.
Smash Brothers?
Playing Smash Brothers and getting my shit wrecked by Little Mac. Okay? But that's the last time I played local.
I know.
I played Rocket League with the executive producer Sam Z over there online. We played local for a while and lost because it was ass.
Yeah. No, because you have to split the screen. You don't get as much of the field of vision and everything. It makes a big difference.
Games are designed for your full field of vision.
But what I'm talking about is that Nintendo is gonna make games that you can play together. I think a lot of companies, and they might bring back older games from your freaking Super NES or your King of Couch Co-op N64 for that system. Sorry, you're moving around over there.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So, but I kind of want to put a button on this because I know Sam is dying to hear my opinion about something I don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
All right, and I apologize for my gaming friends, but this is going to be a.
You seem rather charged about.
I know the Pokemon Go wasn't developed by Nintendo, but I was using that as an example of people wanting to play with other people, or people wanting to play with other people.
Okay, time out. Executive producer is making an executive decision.
The executive producer is making an executive decision. All right.
All right. This show is purely about you, Dre.
It
has to be unadulterated.
It's about me. This is Dre's geek philosophy.
You are the Aristotle of this shit.
I'm preaching.
So, this is part of who you are. You are the only Los Angeles person that I know that's a Chargers fan.
They're very rare. I know a couple, but they are rare.
So I gotta know how you feel about them ditching out on Diego and coming up here.
Okay, as a Charger fan, I've been a Charger fan since LaDainian Tomlinson's rookie year. He was the reason I became a San Diego Chargers fan. Interesting side note, back when I was a young man and I was a Raider fan, the very first game I saw in person at the LA Coliseum was the Raiders versus the Chargers.
Yeah.
So my very first game had the two teams of that I shared the fandom of, of both of them. So how do I feel about the Chargers ditching San Diego, Whale's vagina, and coming up here? I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No, I am pissed, and let me explain why. Because as much as I love the team, I am a supporter of the Chargers. I have never been a supporter of that ownership. The ownership is awful.
Yeah.
The ownership of the Chargers is bad, and this entire thing of them coming up here, this is them greedy. Yeah, and we did not need a second football team. We did not need it. Hell, Los Angeles got by with no football teams for 20 years. Yeah. And while we have the Rams, everybody showed up for the few games. Oh yeah, this is cool. Hey, look, we have football now. And then you saw empty freaking and you saw an empty freaking Coliseum near the end as everyone realized, oh wait, the Rams are awful. And as a Charger fan, I'm pissed. I'm pissed because one, my selfish reason why I'm pissed about the Chargers moving up here is I liked taking day trips to San Diego, going to the Lucha Libre taco shop, going back when me and my buddies Paul and Chris would go and get hammered. We do a freaking bar crawl throughout San Diego, take the trolley over to the crappy ass Qualcomm Stadium. The old Jack Murphy Stadium. I liked making a trip of it. Yeah. They're gonna be playing in a soccer stadium for 2 years,
Depot Center, is that what
and then becoming the Clippers, becoming the second tenant of this brand new fancy Ram Stadium, and being a tenant because the owner is cheap as hell. I am pissed. I am pissed for San Diego because I will always have a soft spot for San Diego. I am, contrary to popular opinion, I am a Mexican. I am the world's whitest Mexican. No, okay. It's not the San Diego folks. All right, no, I'm going to answer Irv's question right here. It's not that the San Diego folks didn't care. San Diego folks didn't want to pay for it because the freaking Rams, they're paying for their freaking stadium. All these other teams have been paying for their stadiums. But the freaking stupid billionaire owner of the fucking Chargers didn't want to pony up money. The NFL gave him $350 million out of the NFL pockets to freaking build the damn thing. And you know what? How much they're gonna have to pay to move up here, $650 million. They had $1 billion to build at least a half-ass stadium, something better than that crappy. See, now I'm all emotional. This is why I didn't want to talk about it, because I'm getting emotional about my stupid team, who lost to your team, and I almost stopped being a Charger fan when they lost to your freaking Browns.
Hey, that's the only reason why I'm happy the Chargers are up here, because now there's actually a chance I can catch a Browns game against a team they might actually beat.
Damn it. Gosh darn it. Ah! All right. Okay, now that I've gotten the dumb... And yes, I remembered to bring my phone clip today. That's why the camera's up here instead of down below my chin.
Yeah. So, from my perspective, it's a business move. Really...
It's a terrible business move.
The fan base in San Diego was, in my opinion, too transient to actually be able to sustain a team. They did it to the Clippers back in the day.
The San Diego Clippers?
So,
the Wales Vagina Clippers?
No, they did it to the Rockets back in the day. The freaking Houston Rockets.
It's a beautiful city. They used to host Super Bowls.
But it's all military. It's everybody who's a major paying fan who's willing to go out and buy season tickets are military that went back and retired.
Honestly, it was a bad situation because they passed that thing where the city had to buy all the unsold tickets so they could get the freaking games on TV.
Yeah, and see that's the problem is that the fan base did the same thing to the Chargers what the Rams fans did to LA, and it was because of ownership. Georgia Frontier in LA the first time when they left to go to St. Louis, she pulled the same thing, making the Rams a laughing stock.
I know.
And then within 2 years, they were in the Super Bowl. So the Chargers...
Well, they caught lightning in a bottle with Kurt freaking Warner.
Yes, they did, and that helped a lot.
Okay, but I apologize for degenerating a sports nerd.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, this is absolutely part of you.
It's part of me, yes.
You are a geek about this.
I am a geek about it. And essentially, to bring this to a close, since we're almost to a full hour right now. Yeah, the show is about me, but it's not.
The Aristotle of this bitch.
I want to see a picture of Dre in like robes now because you keep calling him the Aristotle.
I mean, that was the pun. That's the pun. I mean, obviously, Sam Zia has caught on to the pun of geek philosophy, Greek philosophy. Yeah. But the point of the show. It's not just about video games. The show is not just going to be about video games. Like today was very video game focused because I wanted to touch on to the Nintendo topic from last week. Next week we're going to be talking comic books. That's the plan right now. So any of my comic book friends who wants to be a panelist on the show and throw questions at me and argue with me, you're going to be welcome. But we're going to talk about
We'll keep the Chargers out of it until the beginning of the season.
Until the beginning of the season, we'll talk about. We'll go back, but we're also going to be talking about other subjects. Yeah. A subject that's also very near and dear to my heart, and I apologize in advance. We're going to be talking about professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And not just WWE. We're going to talk about because I've fallen in love with Japanese pro wrestling.
New
and sci-fi. No, yes, we're going to be talking about sci-fi. My boy right here, my co-host, is a big Doctor Who fan, so hell, I think maybe we need an episode to talk about Sherlock. I need to catch up on all the Sherlock that just happened.
Y'all need to be watching Westworld.
I need to watch Westworld. Yeah, so it's going to be anything. As I was telling one of my friends the other day, the show is not just about necessarily quote-unquote geeky stuff. Being a geek is about being enthusiastic about things. That's true. Like I said, pro wrestling, talking about freaking video, or talking about movies, talking about music. There's going to be there's going to be an episode where I'm going to talk about how I'm still a fan of Kanye West music, but I'm not a fan of Kanye West the person.
Yeah.
And if Rick Mears ever sees this, you're coming on via Skype, motherfucker, and we're going to talk about this. All right,
we'll also geek out on sex.
We might geek out about sex. There's going to be a lot of topics. All of you who are watching, ideally, over time, I want you guys to be guests on this. I want you to come on here and talk about the stuff that you're passionate about, just as I'm passionate about all this stuff. So, let me do the outros. So here we go. 4. If you want to follow these crazy people, you can follow my co-host, Pete Mellini, at Nostalgia Comics. You can follow my guest today, Lemar Harris, at Da1 Afro Ninja, DA1 Afro Ninja. You can follow executive producer Sam Zia at SamZ570.
At SamZ570.
You can follow the show. I created a Twitter account. You can follow the show at Dre GP Podcast. There's going to be a Facebook page it's also Dre's Geek Philosophy. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Much love. We'll see you guys next week. Good night.